What's up here, guys? I'm sitting here with the newly constructed transmitter. It's nearly perfect, much cleaner than the old one. I took everything I learned from the old one, put it into this one, and it's constructed with 16 gauge wire. As you see, the windings are very thick, and our magical effects come from the Q factor, not the thin wiring. What occurs here is that the pulse DC oscillates back and forth between the two coils, the two bucking coils. This is a proper power efficient Tesla coil. It emits no sparks, is nearly as power efficient as possible, and has phenomenal wireless power capabilities and can extract power from the earth. So, I'll give you a good look at it. That bucking coil is identical to the bottom bucking coil. Resonant cap on the transistor to improve the power efficiency even more. In theory, a resonant cap here would improve the efficiency, but this thing is so perfectly tuned just from the way it was built. I haven't found that cap yet, and yeah, let's take a good look at it. I'm gonna turn it on in a minute. 2-inch long bucking coil, 1-inch long L1, 4-inch long L2, 16 gauge, another 2-inch long bucking coil, and our ball antenna. So everything is 16 gauge now. 16 gauge stranded, 16 gauge single wire, high quality magnet wire, gold plated, 8 gauge silver plated stranded wire, and it's the same one here. 16 gauge stranded silver plated wire. You can see the silver on it. So now I will turn it on. $40 volts, 4 watts, and this thing is about 10% more efficient than the old one. Oh my god, that thing is bright. Here's our power consumption, hovering around 5 watts. And I haven't even really cranked this thing yet. This is the raw potential of it. See if I can get even more efficient. Okay, apparently we're not even... That is lit. At a little over 1 watt. I can get that below 1 watt. So, we're not even consuming power anymore. And this thing is lit. Power consumption is so low it can't be read. This is the cleanest, meanest Mark 20 transmitter I ever built. Our power consumption is so low the meter can't read it. Less than 1 watt. This is a record. And we still got all that wireless from our high Q factor. Oh yeah. Here's our old receiver coils. Notice how this plate just relays the energy. An aluminum plate wrapped in plastic wrap. If you square it to the frequency, you'll get the optimum performance, which is what I did. Online calculators will help you immensely with that. So we're consuming less than a watt, and look what we have. I'd like to see anyone else's Tesla coil do that. As you see, there's a sweet spot where the Q factor is maximized. It's about right here. I think my measuring tape's in here. Oh wait, no, my measuring tape's down here. I wanted to measure the distance, but I'm not gonna grab it. So less than 1 watt. No power here. Still have the radiant here, very little. Bet it's on this coil. Oh. Nope. It's hiding somewhere, I'll find it. It's right here. I think that bulb is using most of our power to wirelessly light. I know it's in here because these coils will mirror the power. Yeah, there we go. Damn, that's crazy. Oh, this one's wicked bright, and we're further away with this one. Less than 1 watt. I didn't even show you the crazy thing yet. Here's our old transmitter. As you see, I retired the old transmitter. Had some mileage on them, wasn't as efficient as the new one. I might remake the circuitry and sell that. Less than 1 watt, ladies and gentlemen. Now I will crank it up and show you what I wanted to show you. I will crank this up to 70 volts. I believe the effect was at 80 volts. That is so bright it hurts my eyes to look at. Let's just admire that. The raw Q factor of this coil. It's like a lightsaber in my hand. Oh my god. Ha! Power is being relayed in this coil. Damn, oh my god, it's burning my hand. And we are consuming 12 watts. 12 watts. Next, I will show the remarkable effect. When I hook this up, I will keep the system off for a moment. I don't want to fry my hand. Watch how bright this 40-watt bulb will get just from the unfiltered RF of the system. I'll be running this bulb from an earth connection. This bulb will be running from an earth connection and the back EMF of my transmitter. So, it is now on. This bulb is lit from the raw RF of my transmitter. Power consumption increased from 14 watts to 20 with that bulb lit. Whoa. I've never seen effects like that occur before. That's a lot of energy at 20 watts. Oh my god. The energy contained in that Q factor is immense. I'm afraid that light bulb might explode. Doing that at 20 watts. 21 watts if you want to be super technical. Okay, I'm backing this up. Oh my god, that bulb is hot. Let's let that sink in. Let that sink in. It's hurting my eyes. Let that sink in. The absolute insane Q factor of this thing is, oh my god. So it's the way you construct it that determines how it behaves. You don't want thin windings, you want thick, high Q windings to get your resistance as low as possible. The high frequency energy oscillates between the two coils, effectively consuming as little power as possible, and you're utilizing your Q factor to do these magical effects. There's real current there from the back EMF. The wireless power is phenomenal. I can't even imagine what will happen when I construct that big one. Oh my god. Can you imagine what this thing will do at 200 volts DC? I'll shut the bulb off and our power consumption drops to 14 watts. Bulb on goes to 20. As you see, the fluorescents do get dimmer when I do that because we're absorbing some of that potential energy. Oh, that's very hot. There's probably a lot more than 20 watts here when you tap it correctly. Whoa. I'm gonna turn up a little more and try and film that effect. I'm gonna have to zoom in on this. This is a hitherto effect unheard of before. I don't think anyone's ever built a transmitter this fine-tuned. Whoa. And turn up a little more, see what she can do. Assuming 30 watts now. It's getting a little scary. I've never seen that occur before. While the incandescent bulb is lit, there's plasma in it, and we're under 30 watts. If you could somehow capture the heat and power off of that in there, you'd probably have immense over unity. Oh my god. There's plasma everywhere in the bulb. The amount of energy in there is phenomenal. Still consuming less than 30 watts. That right there, if someone made some type of plasma tube device near this thing to extract power from it, you would be in the fucking hundreds of watts probably. That's insane. I'm gonna take this bulb away now. The fine-tuning of this thing is blowing me away. Again, we'll admire the way the new transmitter looks. Use that center tab diode trick to increase our efficiency. Nothing gets hot anymore during operation. As you see, we have nice thick windings. I'll shut the system off. Off. I'll check for heat. It's stone cold. Even the heatsink is stone cold. Everything is stone cold. That bulb, however, is another story. Holy shit. But yeah, that's what I wanted to show. The Mark 20 transmitter is now up and running. Constructed with 16 gauge wire. The energy sloshes back and forth for optimized efficiency. Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. It's only getting better, more efficient, more powerful. You saw the amount of insane energy in that bulb.